Hello everyone, welcome to CurrentMakers. We are the people behind the STM32 World channel as well, and you can find the link to that below in the description. This is the first video where we are going to present our commercial products in an organized way and teach you what you can do with them. You all know, if you're coming from the STM32 World channel, the Streamline family, which is meant for education, for experimentation, for testing out new software and things like that. It is not meant to be installed and used for any permanent projects. It is to be used on the desktop in front of you. And you have all seen these boards in last video. In this episode, I would like to introduce the Colibri family. So what is that? Well, first of all, let's look at what we do when we want to do more projects. We want to do something particular in our homes, or we want to build a robot, or maybe we want to have control of our pool automation system, or the front gate of the house, or something like that. And in true maker spirit, we often, or some of us, use breadboards to make neat, nice projects like this. This is just off the internet. This is not something I have done. I have stopped using breadboard a long time ago. But this is a nice example of how it should look like. More commonly, it looks something like this. And what is interesting here is that we can see that this is mounted on a piece of wood. So I assume that this is intended to be going into a project permanently. I don't know for sure. But this is how we normally see projects being built. On top of an Arduino, then some maybe an interface circuitry over in on the breadboard there, and then plenty of cables to make it work. I don't think this actually does anything because there's things hanging off where there's no functionality. However, when I used breadboards many years ago, it looked more like this, and I got headache, and one cable get loose and nothing works, and you scratching your head forever. Also, Chinese breadboards have a tendency that each hole is used once and then they stop working properly or stop gripping properly. Then we have companies selling enclosures. So this is from Protostacks. I have never used this, but looks quite neat. You have Arduino on one side and you can bolt on a separate unit, or many of them next to each other, and there is slots to get through, and nothing ill spoken about Protostacks. This is useful for people who insist of using breadboard. Or you can 3D print your own enclosure and stick everything under there, close the lid, hope that nothing falls off. But you shake that box, things will come loose. Over time, the pins will corrode and whatnot. Another option is to use modules. This is like Adafruit modules, or from RS Component, from Olimex, many others. And in this case here, we have what looks like a relay module with probably ESP32 MCU module with Wi-Fi, and it is screwed on a single distance here, or standoff. And then there is probably a 100mm pin header where it slots into on that board. And then there's cables for the rest. Or again, they might get loose, they might corrode and all of that. And shake loose when you're transporting it or working with it and so forth. Now, the professional world have used PLC systems, and we have a picture, an excellent picture from here, that is having a PLC system here in the middle. This is a Siemens, I think, They normally have these yellow markers, and I think I can see some green color here and down here. I think everything in this cabinet that Siemens manufacture is actually being used. This is also green color on these contactors. So we are looking at an installation here that is in excess of $25,000. The PLC alone is somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 just for the hardware modules here. The VFD inverter here, probably in the $5,000, maybe $10,000 range, somewhere around there. These boxes down here, I don't know how much they cost, and solid state relays are not cheap. They are in the hundreds of dollars typically. Same with the contactors. They are typically $100 or thereabout. We can see here that there is a AC socket. Looks like it's Australian or something. Or maybe it's a combined Australian US cabinet. Anyway, not only is this a lot of expensive equipment in here, to wire this up, so all these wires from all the components that is sitting on the DIN rails are going down to the terminal, eventually going down to the terminal block, and then from that terminal block it's going out to somewhere else, the external world. And to wire all of that up takes days typically, depending on how many they are being made. If it's only one, it takes longer. If you're mass producing exactly the same one, the technicians that does this work, they can speed up and maybe produce this in a few hours. It's every cable is marked with a number as well, and there is documentation for all of this. So in terms of engineering time, we are talking an extra maybe $10,000 worth of value here. So this is not for the faint of heart. And there is not that much between the expensive industrial automation systems and what we just looked at, the makerspace breadboard or module configurations. And that is why we are introducing Colibri. See if I can get this right. Colibri. There. Colibri is a family that we are just introducing to the market, but it has been under development for about 3 years. Not at the highest priority all the while. So even though these are brand new and these are renderings on the website, they are all renderings. That doesn't mean that this hasn't been produced in real world. So here I have a Colibri 3 that you just saw here. This one and that one is practically the same thing. There are some changes. That is this in this revision. So this is a prototype revision. There is no USB port, for instance, and there is other small details changes in the electronics here. But anyway, the idea with Colibri is that when you are working with these guys, the Siemens and the Honeywells and others, Schneider Electric and so forth, you are very locked into their ecosystem. All the tools cost money. All the software is for their system only. You can't find much open source solutions. You are tied into their things. And for instance, a Siemens professional license for the TIA portal, I think it's called, the tool you need to program these things, cost a few $1,000s up front, and then on top of that you need to pay a yearly license. They have introduced recently families with more favorable software tooling terms, but it's still very hard to get out of the vendor lock-in you buy when you commit to when you buy a Siemens system, or Schneider, or Honeywell, doesn't matter. For big companies, or for companies where $40,000 is not such a big expense compared to what that system is used for, maybe in some industrial chemical plant or whatever, that is fine, and they are willing to prepare for that and get all the support they need from Siemens and certified contractors. But in many other cases, including anything from home automation to building automation to water treatment systems to energy monitoring systems and so forth, there is a lot of innovation that is possible if just you can get hold of equipment more freely and more cost effectively. And that is what Colibri is all about. We are not going to go into exact details on all the products that is in the family this time. And that is because we are having I should have covered this, not so bright. We are going to have an unboxing next week when a next batch of modules are arriving. I just want to show here that the selection of I/O is extensive. We are right now listing, I think, about 15 different modules or thereabouts. Yeah, something like that. 2, 4, 5, yeah, exactly 15. Some of them are MCUs and the rest are I/O of different kinds, including, for instance, something like a pressure sensor or delta pressure sensor for measuring airflows, fans are working and stuff like that. And various MCUs with LoRaWAN and so forth. Anyway, this is what I want to cover today, and I will see you next week when we're doing the unboxing of all these exciting modules that are coming from our manufacturing in China. Thank you.